Wheel of Fortune fans call for Vanna White to retire. Vanna White has been a Wheel of Fortune staple for decades. However, based on recent scenes, some viewers are calling for her to retire. So what do viewers have to say recently about her? And why are watchers wanting her to hang it up? Vanna White has been part of popular game show for a long time. As much as Wheel of Fortune fans associated the game show with Pat Sajak as the host after Pat, most people think instantly of Vanna White. These two were a formidable game show duo who held it down on the Wheel of Fortune set for decades. When it comes to popular game shows, especially the ones that span decades, viewers get attached to the continuity of it all. As the world changes at a rapid pace, viewers often turn to game shows to be reminded that some things can stay consistent for decades. Because of this reason, viewers and their families get very attached to game show hosts as the years progress. Wheel of Fortune. Fans worried that Vanna White would retire after Pat Sajak called it quits. As Wheel of Fortune fans keeping up with recent changes know, there was a huge shakeup when Pat Sajak announced that he would be hanging it up and retiring from the popular game show after hosting it for decades. Following this, Ryan Seacrest was announced as the new host. Since then, there has been a lot of backlash from viewers, with many of them regularly calling for Pat to return. Wheel of Fortune fans also wondered whether or not Vanna would follow after Pat and retire as well. However, Vanna has remained at her post, bridging the gap between the Ryan Seacrest and Pat Sajak eras. However, based on recent comments from viewers, some are calling for Vanna to hang it up as well. Wheel of Fortune fans call for Vanna White to retire. Recently, there was some spirited discussion among Wheel of Fortune fans, with some saying that it's time for Vanna White to follow in Pat's footsteps and retire. However, not everyone shares this opinion. So this was certainly a good conversation starter among the fan base. One commenter recently said, "Look, I like Vanna, always have and always will, but I am afraid it is time to retire." Today, Friday, 2/28, was not the first time Vanna wore pants, slacks, leather or pleather, whatever. But when she did that walk from leaving the entry point with Seacrest and headed toward the puzzle board, it was the very first time I muttered to myself, "Vanna looks 68, meaning it was noticeable. The walk, the smile, it just hit home. She has the money and now needs the rest and fun times." Another commenter said, as long as she wants to and is able to do the job, I think she will continue. I'm betting she will probably do 1 or 2 more seasons with Ryan to finish the transition into the streaming era. But it also looks like she's trying to build up a social media presence with Nico to have something after Wheel. I don't think she necessarily needs to for financial reasons, but probably just to keep some level of fame beyond Wheel. Meanwhile, we haven't heard Jack from Pat. I know he was supposedly going to produce and star in a stage play.